Next up, we have Jackie Navarro from Wild Wonders, which is where kids and adults can connect with animals from all over the world. Through live tours and interactive programs, their 120 animal ambassadors and educators will take you on a dynamic adventure you won't forget. Their motto is rescue, educate, conserve, and their educators will share the stories behind the animals, the adaptations they have to help them survive in the wild, and what conservation challenges they face. Their goal is to excite the public and foster a desire to preserve and learn about wildlife and the important role that wildlife plays in the planet that we all share. So we will be going to a video first.
Hi everybody, my name is Jackie Navarro. I'm the Executive Director here at Wild Wonders Wildlife Conservation. Wild Wonders is a wildlife conservation education company that performs both on-site as well as outreach conservation education programs. Our goal or our mission is to foster and excite the public about the living world around us. What we do here is we use positive reinforcement conditioning for our animals. We try to base everything on the choice of the animal. So if they want to come out and be with the public, then that's great. They get lots of good treats and lots of love. If they don't want to that day, they're not into it, or for whatever reason, that's okay. We can try it for another day. So positive reinforcement conditioning is very important to what we do with our animal ambassador family here at Wild Wonders. So what we thought we would do for just the next few minutes is go ahead and introduce you to some of our family members. So come on along. We'd like to introduce you to Masika. What you're looking at here is the fastest land mammal on Earth. She can actually go 0 to 40 in less than 4 seconds. That's faster than a Porsche. She is a South African cheetah. She is 7 years old. She came to us from DeVilt Wildlife Trust, from a captive-born mom and dad in Pretoria, South Africa. Then she was transferred over to boarding school at Cheetah Outreach in Cape Town, South Africa, and that's where she was socialized, leash trained, crate trained. We do everybody on positive reinforcement methods of training here at Wild Wonders. And what she's going through right now is just learning how to be calm on a table and seat. We do have her here for our on-site cheetah chats. You know, cheetahs at about 1900s, there was over 100,000 of them. Today, there's less than 7,000 cheetahs that are left in the world, which makes them not only the fastest land mammal on Earth, but one of the fastest disappearing mammals on Earth. Cheetahs are built for their speed, of course. If you take a look at her, she's got very long legs. She has non-retractable claws, so those can act as soccer cleats. As she's getting up to those top speeds of up to 70 miles an hour, if she has to brake suddenly, she can go ahead and use that to grip the ground. If you take a look at her beautiful tail, her tail is actually triangular in shape, and that's what's going to act as a rudder or a navigator for her as she's having to go ahead and make very, very quick turns to be able to chase some of her fastest food, which happens to be impalas. She does have true spots, all cheetahs do, which means that if we were to shave off her beautiful fur, she would have spots right on her skin. If you take a look at her face, she's got it in her food right now. She'll turn around eventually. She has beautiful malar stripes that run down her eyes. Those act just like a baseball player or a football player to go ahead and shield from the sun. These guys can see a very, very long distance. They have extremely good eyesight, so they can see animals way over there. She's being able to read a newspaper, which she can't read a newspaper, but if she were, she'd be able to read it all the way over on the other side of our hill. She also has a huge nose, big nostrils to be able to get lots of airflow through. She has a big heart to pump all of that blood as well. Now, what she has in all of this athleticism means she doesn't have in strength or brawn. So when you get encountered with such as a lion or a hyena or a leopard, they're always going to win over a cheetah. Cheetah cannot take a chance of breaking one of their valuable legs by getting in a fight with another predator. So these guys' hard-earned meals most of the time end up going to lions, hyenas, or leopards. That is one huge threat against the cheetah. Another threat, the bigger threat against the cheetah, is us, unfortunately. You know, everybody thinks that Africa is this beautiful, huge, expansive land. What they don't realize is a lot of it is broken up into very large farms where they have lots of livestock to be able to make their living. Well, because cheetahs are diurnal or daytime animals, are often blamed if a sheep or a goat or even a cow is taken off of one of these farms by a predator. More often than not, it's a lion, leopard, hyena, but because the cheetahs are so visible, they are the ones that are blamed. They are usually trapped and shot on sight. Because of this, this is one huge threat against free-ranging cheetah populations. That's why we partner with organizations such as Cheetah Conservation Fund, Cheetah Conservation Botswana, Action Cheetah Kenya, as well as Cheetah Outreach, which institutes a very simple solution that has worked up to 90%. It's called the Anatolian Guard Dog Program. So what these different NGOs will do is they'll go ahead and breed these guard dogs, give them to farmers free of charge for their first year. All of the veterinary care and feed is taken care of by these farmers. And if they like the results of having that guard dog with their livestock, then they're going to go ahead and take over the care from there. If you think about it as a predator, they're not going to want to get into a fight with a 200-pound, almost 6-foot when it stands up, tall dog. It's much easier to go get some of their wild or native game that they have, such as impala. We have seen this type of protocol be very, very successful, and that's why we're one of big supporters of all these different types of programs that are out there. Another recent threat that has become even worse than farmers these days is the illegal pet trade in cheetah. Unfortunately, moms are killed and those orphan cubs are smuggled through the Horn of Africa into the Middle East to be status symbols, whether to have as a pet in your apartment building or to be able to have one to ride around in your Ferrari. Because of this, this is making a huge impact on free-ranging cheetah populations. Maybe 1 out of 4 cubs will survive. And if it does survive, it may only survive its first year in captivity because of lack of care and lack of knowing how to care for these animals. Because of this huge influx of illegal smuggling of cubs, Cheetah Conservation Fund, or CCF, has had to now build a safe house in Somaliland to be able to house these cubs. They will never be able to be returned back to the wild, but maybe someday there'll be a big enough reserve that these cheetahs can go ahead and be released and have semi-natural behavior and a natural lifetime. But unfortunately, many of these cubs are not taken care of and they die in transport. That's why we are huge supporters of Cheetah Conservation Fund, especially to be able to support the Somali safe houses that they're making now for the illegal smuggling and illegal pet trade of these animals. Once again, this is Masika. She is one of our flagship animals here at Wild Wonders, and we're going to go ahead and introduce you to a couple more of our animal ambassadors that we have here. Thanks. So I'd like to introduce you to one of my favorite animal ambassadors here in our family. This is Saba. Saba is a 4-year-old binturong or bear cat. You can see that we use positive reinforcement conditioning with all of our animals. It's a matter of choice if they want to come out or not come out, whether that's doing outreach programs or our on-site programs here. Binturongs or bear cats are basically big muppets. These guys live in the rainforests of Malaysia. They can get up to 35 to 70 pounds. Some of the females get very, very large. We don't know how many binturongs or bear cats are actually out there anymore. We do know that they're extinct in China. We do know they haven't been seen in Thailand in over 5 years. And that's why we work with a very special organization, which is called Arcticus Binturong Conservation, that is actually going out now and doing education with the villages on why these guys don't make good pets, as well as trying to get some counts of wild binturongs. These binturongs or bear cats are extremely important to where they come from. They're nature's little gardener. So what they're going to do is travel throughout the nighttime rainforest because they are nocturnal animals. They're going to eat strangler figs, which is our favorite food in the entire world. And of course, what comes in must come out the other end. So they're helping to replant the rainforest as they go along. We've all heard of the damage that palm oil plantations are doing to orangutan. Well, this is a collateral damage animal right here. Unfortunately, it is decimating the binturong populations because they don't have trees to live in. If you take a look at my friend Saba here, yes, I'm touching her tail, I know. She does have a prehensile tail. She's going to use that as a fifth hand as she's climbing throughout the trees of the rainforest to help steady her. Something else really cool about Bints, hi there, she has an extra bone in her back feet that allow her to climb down a tree head first so that she can get to her next tree and go ahead and eat. But the coolest thing about binturongs, they smell just like hot buttered popcorn. This is Saba. She is our Malaysian binturong or bear cat. Hi, this is Sabi. He is one of our animal ambassadors here at Wild Wonders. Sabi is a 2-year-old African serval cat. And what Tori's doing with him right now is a very, very good husbandry training technique. So Sabi still loves his bottle, even though he's an adult. That allows us to be able to check his nails and be able to check his ears, do a full body exam, body conditioning on him. So it's a very useful tool that we use. Sabi is called the giraffe cat of Africa for a very good reason. This guy is like a runway model. Beautiful long legs, beautiful long neck. These guys have both stripes and spots, one of the few cats in the world that actually has that. They are fairly common all throughout Africa. I've been to Africa 18 times and I've only seen them once. That's how great that camouflage is on these African servals. So once Tori is done with that bottle, what we're going to do is go ahead and give him his lure and let him do his thing. These guys are also the Michael Jordan of the cat world. So they can jump about 12 to 15 feet straight up in the air, just like that, to catch a bird in mid-flight. They're very, very successful hunters. So they're going to be great routers to get small rodents, of course, as well as being to jump up in the air to be able to catch those birds. Now, you can find servals around a lot of villages throughout Africa or even around cities and towns, because what they'll do is they're going to eat all those rodents that happen to be around people. So people love to have these guys around. This is Sabi. He is our African serval cat.
Jackie, thank you. I have had the privilege of working with Wild Wonders for, almost 20 years now. Not only doing amazing corporate events with the animal ambassadors and all your phenomenal educators, but booking you as a keynote. Jackie is a wealth of knowledge. And one of the keynotes that you did for me that my client just loved was that you did several different animals and talked about how they all related to each other and worked within an ecosystem. It was fascinating, and to bring the animal ambassadors out as part of it was wonderful. And I want planners to know that you are a great keynote to book. It's important information and you're awesome at it. But one of the things I want to talk about is Wild Wonders up in Bonsall. Jackie and I have been creative over the years where for a donation, I've taken clients up. We've done private tours, but you also have some of your own events. And I know COVID has probably changed. I know how conscious you all are about safety, but when we get back to a normal life, whatever that's going to look like, for the planners that are on, please think about Wild Wonders as a venue space. And Jackie can share with you offline what the restrictions are, but it's a magical place. So do you want to maybe tell us about some of the events that you all put on for yourselves?
Sure. Thanks for having us, guys. We actually are on approximately 10 acres here at Wild Wonders. We're directly off of a highway and freeway, so it's not way out in the middle of nowhere. It's easy to get to. And we can do all kinds of events, very intimate and small up close and personal events for your clients here, anything from team building to any sort of other corporate special event that they may be looking for. We have about 120 animals here on site. We do have the ability to take animals out for your clients at the event, including our South African cheetahs. So we can customize pretty much anything of what your clients are looking for. And what we try to do is elevate that event, get everybody excited about the living world around us, and being able to see live animals up close and personal. It's always a big hit, and it's always a showstopper.
Yeah, and Jackie, you know, for me, one of the things that's been a highlight and that I'm very proud to be able to tell, especially when we're booking the cheetah, is that part of the money goes back to Cheetah Conservation Botswana and some of the other foundations. And I think, you know, we all have such a responsibility to give back to our world. So it's a joy for me to be able to tell my planners that money that they're paying you, part of it is really saving these amazing animals and saving our planet. So I just want to thank you. It's a joy. If you all, especially our planner members, have not gone to Wild Wonders, please make an appointment. Talk to Jackie and her staff. You will delight your clients every single time. So I can't thank you enough for participating today.
Thank you so much for having us. And just a few just quick little notes. We did a bachelorette party here that was actually something that an event planner did, and it was super fun. The ladies absolutely loved it. So, and yes, Peggy's correct. We do take a portion of every proceeds. Not only does it go towards some of our rescued animals that we have here, but it also goes to our global conservation partners, such as Cheetah Conservation Fund or Arctic Spintron Conservation.
Yeah. Thank you again, Jackie. And again, check out Wild Wonders for your next event, virtual or live.